Aisha still remembered the day she married Samir. It was a simple wedding, filled with hope, laughter, and promises, whispered softly under fairy lights. Samir had looked into her eyes and sworn loyalty, respect, and love for a lifetime. For the first few years, he kept those promises, or at least Aisha believed he did. They lived in a modest apartment, slowly building a life together. Samir worked in a private firm, often staying late at the office. At first, Aisha never questioned his long hours. She trusted him completely. After all, trust was the foundation of their marriage. But gradually, small things began to change. Samir became distant. He guarded his phone like it held secrets, turning the screen away whenever Aisha came close. His excuses became frequent and vague. Office work, business meetings, out-of-town conferences. Aisha tried to ignore the growing knot in her chest, convincing herself that she was overthinking. One evening, while Samir was in the shower, his phone buzzed repeatedly. Aisha never checked his phone before, but something pushed her to look. The messages were not from work. They were from a woman named Ria, intimate, careless, and painfully clear. There were pictures, plans, and words that should have belonged only to a wife. When Samir came out, Aisha confronted him, her hands shaking. At first, he denied everything. Then he blamed stress. Finally, he admitted the truth. He had been having an affair for over a year. Aisha felt her world collapse. She begged him to end it, to save their marriage. For a few weeks, Samir pretended to change. But lies have a way of resurfacing. Soon, Aisha discovered he was still seeing Ria. This time, something inside her hardened. Love without respect was nothing but pain. With a heavy heart, Aisha moved back to her parents' home. Samir accused her of overreacting, of destroying the marriage herself. That was when Aisha decided to seek justice, not revenge, but closure. She filed a case in court, citing infidelity and emotional cruelty. The courtroom was cold and unforgiving. Every hearing reopened wounds. Samir arrived with confidence, hiring an expensive lawyer. He tried to portray Aisha as insecure and controlling, but the truth had evidence: messages, hotel receipts, call records. When Aisha stood in the witness box, her voice trembled, but she spoke honestly. She described the betrayal, the sleepless nights, the humiliation, and the slow death of her trust. The judge listened carefully. Samir, when questioned, finally broke. He admitted the affair but claimed it meant nothing. The judge's response was firm. Betrayal, the court stated, is not measured by excuses, but by impact. After months of hearings, the judgment day arrived. The court granted Aisha a divorce on grounds of adultery and cruelty. She was awarded fair financial support, but more importantly, she was given her dignity back. As the final words were spoken, Samir looked empty. The marriage he had taken for granted was officially over. Ria was no longer waiting for him either. She had moved on long ago. Aisha walked out of the courtroom feeling lighter, though not unscarred. Divorce was not a victory, it was an ending. But sometimes, endings are necessary for survival. Weeks later, as Aisha stood on her balcony watching the sunrise, she realized something important. She had lost a husband, but she had found herself again. Trust could be rebuilt. Happiness could return.